Hello, hello, my friends. How are you doing? It's Anita Kaiser from Anita Kaiser Wellness. And if you're not familiar with me, I'm a coach who works with empath and highly sensitive entrepreneurs. I help them create more business success through emotional wellness. So, I wanted to come on today and share a little bit about this new moon in Pisces that we are experiencing. And before I do that, I just wanted to share a little bit about a journey I took last weekend. I was able to get away for a few days with my partner, and we went to a hotel in Niagara Falls, and we had a view of the water. And in my life right now, I'm doing a lot of elemental work with water, connecting to water as the memory keeper of all things, and just really opening myself up to what water has to share with us, what water wants to share with me, the messages, the ideas, the power, all of that. And so I just wanted to share that because it was really magical for me. And I wonder if there's water somewhere near you that you might be able to connect with. It's such, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into spring towards the end of this month. The spring equinox is happening, and water is so cleansing and purifying. And the snow melts and it creates more water, and then we move into, hi Trish, into a new season, right? And so I just wanted to share that a little bit about my experience with the water. And when I booked that hotel, I didn't realize that the water had actually called me there. We live fairly close to Niagara Falls. It's not so far, but I don't go there very often because it's quite touristy. But it is so majestical. And I spent hours sitting in the hotel in the evening because they light up the falls, just watching the water and connecting with that essence. So that's what I wanted to share. First off, a little bit about the water. And then I wanted to move into this new moon in Pisces and what Pisces rules and what you might want to focus on through this next 28-day cycle. And if this is your first time watching me on one of these, I have a ritual where I use my new moon astrology book from Jan Spiller. This is always what I use as my inspiration. And I do some new moon wishes and new moon intentions. And the more I've been doing this, I've been doing it maybe 7, 8 years now. And of course, it's not perfection, right? Sometimes I miss a new moon, but mostly I do this every new moon, and I sit down and I, get really clear on what I want to create, what I want to invite in, and, how I want to move forward. So in that book, Jan Spiller, she talks about the different aspects that are ruled through each new moon. And so today I wanted to share a little bit about Pisces. So one of the states that Pisces rules is the elusive states. So imagination and sleep and chaos, right? So if you're looking at this from a business perspective, you want to take some time to maybe dream a little. What might your business look like? Where might you envision it going? Right? And sleep, of course, that's a personal thing, making sure you're getting the sleep that your body needs. And even though there are indications in the world of how much sleep we each need, I think it's different for each one of us, right? So just finding a sleep schedule and rhythm that works for you. But my favorite of this in the elusive states is chaos, right? And I think for empaths and highly sensitive beings, most of us have experienced trauma. And trauma, by its very nature, is a state of chaos, right? We experience trauma when things are taken out of our control. And so, noticing in your business and your life where chaos is playing, where chaos is giving you comfort, and maybe where you would like something other than chaos, right? I mean, we always, or perhaps that's just me, but I think of chaos as bad, but there is value to it sometimes too, right? So the next state is joyfulness. Joyfulness. I love the Pisces energy. You'll see as I go through these so many beautiful avenues to connect into. So, joyful states, inner happiness, bliss, ecstasy, and universal love. So, when you're looking at that in terms of your business, is what you're working on bringing you joy? Is it feeling light and airy? Does it bring happiness? And if not, can you delegate? Can you change? What is happening in there, right? And sometimes it's just powerful to notice, right? Sometimes you got to do it anyways. Maybe you don't have the funds to hire someone or to delegate, but knowing what works for you and knowing, hey, when I do get the funds, that's going to be the first thing I delegate. These are really powerful pieces, right? So the next thing is psychic sensitivity, and I've certainly been feeling that with the winds. It feels the change, and I just feel I'm getting messages much quicker. So psychic sensitivity, this also is the umbrella for emotions and gentleness, awareness of subtle energies. So for me in the work I do, the shifts within the nervous system, right? The knowing my own central nervous system and co-regulating for my clients. So when we work through something deep, I can stay in my body grounded so that whatever their experience is, they have this anchor. So, mystical states and harmlessness. So, those are all things to think about there under the psychic sensitivity. Then there's also the higher power, surrender, trust, spiritual awareness, channeling of spiritual powers. So, noticing that in your business, where can you trust a little bit more? Where can you allow a little bit more surrender? Lessen control, relinquish, right? Just allow yourself to flow. And as I say that, I'm reminded that I started with water here, and surrender and trusting. Those are definitely emotions that come through the water. So then we move on to spiritual healing, meditation, yoga, desire for inner peace, angelic assistance. And, if that's not something you pay attention to on a regular basis, right now in this particular moon cycle, you can call in the support. I mean, the angels are always there to support you, but in this particular Pisces time, it's a stronger, easier connection. Quiet time, spiritual purification. These are also in there in the spiritual healing. And then we move to unconditional love, forgiveness, understanding, non-judgment, non-judgmental thinking, tolerance, acceptance, compassion. And so I think, this is really powerful. Forgiveness is always super powerful. And generally in the work I do, it comes up forgiving yourself, right? This is where we get stuck. We can forgive all kinds of people, all kinds of stuff, but forgiving ourselves for whatever transgressions we think we've made, right? This is super, super powerful. And this non judgmental thinking, like we all have judgment, it's a part of human nature, but really noticing when that comes in. And what I find most often when I work with people, and of course it's been my own experiences as well, when I think someone's judging me, I'm actually judging them. That's what's going on. And judging myself so harshly, right? So, which comes back to that forgiveness. And then two other additional pieces that Pisces rules: victim mentality. So, defeatist attitudes, procrastination, panic attacks, deception, addictions, disappointments. So, if any of those resonate for you, this is a time to set intentions to release or shift that energy. And lastly, the each cycle, each astrological cycle rules a part of the body. And so Pisces rules colds, feet, so like bunions and corns, that kind of thing, the lymphatic system, and poisoning and toxicity. So, if you have like mold issue or some autoimmune stuff that you think were affected by external things you encountered, this now is an opportunity to write some wishes or intentions around that. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I know it's a lot of information, and I actually talked much longer than I normally do. If you have any questions, please reach out. If something in this resonated for you, I'd love to hear that. I always love when people comment, so do share. And that's it. Yeah, have a beautiful day, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Much love.